Raptors came out like a house of fire from the three-point range, 11 of 22 in the first half. Knocked down 13 on the game, many with ample opportunity to eye them, set the feet, and knock them down.
Check the wind.
Check the wind if necessary. Make a phone call.
We showed it earlier. They're swinging the ball strong to weak and back again. And they were forcing Washington to be uncomfortable in their rotations. And they were executing. It's what you're supposed to do this time of year. And I really, really appreciated Coach Casey's comments afterwards. Very much in line with DeMar DeRozan when he walked off the court. They're trying to set good habits for deep into the playoffs right now. What they're doing is not about preparing for Game 3. Yeah. This is about preparing for the conference finals and beyond for them.
Yeah, and it's the right approach to have. Listen, this is a legitimate 1 seed. The team should have won 60 this year. And I've always felt if you can win 60, generally you're a championship caliber team. And they've got, they got all of the makings. They can defend it. They have athleticism. They're versatile defensively. They're versatile offensively, and they have a guy in DeMar DeRozan who can win a game by himself. I mean, those are all the things you want to have when you start talking about championship caliber teams. Now, granted, you'd like to have more than one guy that can win a game by himself. Right. And I do think that you're going to see Lowry, who, again, was solid tonight, didn't have to be special.
Didn't have to score a bunch.
Yeah, but he was solid. But you know what, for me, too, to see if they're ready to take that next step, I want to see them in Game 3. In a hostile environment with their backs against the wall a little bit, because you don't want to give a team with the caliber of the backcourt of Washington any life.
That's exactly what I wanted to get to, because of the added expectations with this Raptor team as the number 1 seed. They were able to clear that hurdle of the Game 1 and get that thing out of the way. How important is it that they go into Washington and win at least one of those games and come back?
It would be nice. They can still win the series. I mean, ideally, you don't want to have to be staring at a potential 7-game series in the first round, especially when you're a 1 seed.
But in terms of proving that they're the team to beat in the East,
they may have to prove it to themselves. You know, like, I don't know if they believe they are that team yet. And a lot of times in adversities when we start to find out, like, they answered the bell in the first quarter tonight when you were expecting Washington to come out with much better energy and passion. Now they're going to have another opportunity to prove it to themselves in Game 3, where, again, I assume that Washington is going to show up and be ready to play.
It's interesting, and we're doing a little armchair psychology here, but, you know, given where the Raptors have been, where they've gotten to, where they've fallen short, it seems to me like this is one of those tests they need to pass in order to prove to themselves and to everybody else that they are the team to beat the East.
Yeah, I think if anything, like you said, it's proving it to yourself. But it's also, I think, if they can win one of these 2 games, they've made it a series, right? It's never a series until somebody wins on the road.
Right.
And if Washington's able to hold serve, then we have no reason to believe that they don't have every chance to win this series. So I think from Toronto's standpoint, they need to choke the life out of this team as quickly as possible, because the point you made about their backcourt's a very good one. The other thing that I thought was really meaningful, and Jared Greenberg was in the locker room and asked Brad Beal this question about whether or not he feels fatigued right now for all the minutes he's had to log this year. The reason he asked that is Brad's played more 40-minute games than any other player in the league this year. He was asked to carry an incredible burden when John Wall was out. So right now you're seeing him in fourth quarters of games not have a whole lot in the tank. So if they can jump on this first game, you got to feel like it's going to be a lot easier for Brad and the rest of the Wizards to let go of the rope a little bit.
Well, Wizards fall tonight. They'll head back home with a chance to tie it up if they hold serve, as they say. Ty Lawson made his Washington Wizards debut, and if you haven't been following this story, he played the year in China, came over, signed with the Wizards, is playoff eligible, and played his first game in a Wizards uniform tonight in Game 2 of the postseason, and had 14 off the bench. Here he was in the locker room a few minutes ago.
So how did it feel to be back out there tonight?
It felt good. You know, be back home, you know, playing the game that I love. Just wish we could have got the win tonight.
What do you think, from your perspective, as you're on the bench and seeing that big deficit build? You know, what were you seeing?
I mean, they hit a lot of shots. I mean, the second game they hit a lot of threes, so, you know, we got to probably close out a little bit harder, or, you know, they're just making big shots right now. I mean, it's tough. We'll go home, watch the video, and come back with a different plan.
I know you're new to this group here, but you had been with the practice the last couple of days and a lot of film study and discussing the defensive mentality. Did you feel like you guys had it figured out heading into tonight?
All right, we're going to interrupt Ty Lawson right there to join Kyle Lowry and Demar Derozan live at the microphones in Toronto.
We understood they was going to come back, they're going to fight back, and we had to withstand that. Once they got it close, we understood we had to buckle down, get some stops, and with them stops, try to get out and get easy buckets. That's what we did.
Eric?
Eric Corrine, The Athletic. Again, your choice, who speaks. Jonas setting screens on dribble handoffs for you has sort of been a common part of your offense for the last few years. This year, he's become more of a passer and more of a playmaker for himself. How much more versatile is he in those DHO scenarios?
It's great. He work on it every day after practice. It's something that, you can tell his knowledge of the game is heightened over the years, and he initiate our offense at a high level now. The things he's able to do, handing off the ball, making reads, and it's big. It's big when your big man could make plays like that.
Mike?
Michael Grange from Sportsnet. I have two questions. One is for Kyle. Yeah, and then a question for Demar. The first question, Kyle, is what did you think of Demar's performance tonight as a scorer?
Yeah.
And Demar, after Kyle's excellent answer, when did you know you had to step it up?
Hey, man, you know how to work a room, boy. I tell you. Give him a hand, y'all. Give him a hand. After my excellent answer, Demar's an unbelievable player, all NBA, MVP type caliber player. 14 from 23 is efficient, 3 for 6 from the three-point line, 6 for 8 from 3, but also 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and some good defense. I think, he's just grown as a player, and every year I've been with him, he just continues to get better, and I don't care, he's my friend, I don't care. He still sucks as a friend, but as a basketball player, he's really good, and just getting better every single year, and, when I'm not shooting the ball like that, it doesn't matter. If I'm not shooting the ball well, the guy, he held it down for our team, 37 points. That's pretty good.
I just let the game come to me, the flow of the game. I go based off that. These days, it's not like I got to have a mindset to go out there and, I got to score 30, 40 points. I go out there and play aggressive.
Just had 37. What you mean?
I didn't go out there saying, let me score 30 tonight.
But I'm saying you had 37. Don't say it like
But I'm saying I didn't go out there
But
saying.
all I'm saying, you can't say that when you had 37.
Listen what I'm trying to explain, though,
What
bro.
I'm saying is, I understand what you're saying, but you had.
No, you don't. Let me finish. I didn't even.
Can I leave?
Like I said, I didn't go out there planning to score 37 points. I went out there to be aggressive, and with my aggressiveness came out 37 points. I made a lot of great reads. Game one, passing the ball and understanding where we could get easy shots, and I understood game two was going to be different. And we all try to put that mark on the game and come out more aggressive. That could have led me passing the ball more, but tonight it led to me, scoring the ball. And I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna have their night. It's just not gonna be me every single night, and that was that.
Joseph?
Joseph Pasharo, the scorer. Demar, a lot of players talk about the game slowing down for them, I guess, as they elevate their game. Is that something that you can speak to as well as you maybe develop your playmaking in other areas of your game?
Yeah, I'm like Neo now.
Oh. Yo, that was good. That was good.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's Morpheus.
Eric?
Eric Smith, Sportsnet for Morpheus then. How do you take this guy going to Washington then knowing that you protected home court, but a series doesn't become a series until somebody wins on the other team's floor?
I mean, I don't know where that comes from. I mean, honestly, you know, we got the opportunity to go down there and take advantage of the situation that we're in. You know, we know that they're going to come out a lot hungrier, a lot more physical on their home floor, and they want to protect their home floor. We've done our job on our floor. Now we just got to go out there with the momentum of, you know, shooting the ball well, guys playing well. We feed off each other extremely well. Our defense got to be a lot better. You know, they shot 48% from the field, 45% from three. We got to play a lot better defense, and we know we can.
Last call. Thank you.
Neo and Morpheus.
Did he drop the mic?
They did a little bit of Rosencrantz and Guildenstern there, too. That was a nice little banter they had there.
See, the chemistry extends off the floor there for Kyle Lowry and Demar Derozan. They seem to enjoy each other's company.
And the company of those asking questions.
I don't know about that part. I'm not sure about that.
I thought they found the humor in it.
They found humor in it, yes.
Well, it's good for them that chemistry extends to the floor as well. You see evidence of it literally every night. I thought it was really interesting. Demar was trying really hard to be serious when answering the 37-point question, and he was trying to explain that he wasn't attempting to score. He was trying to be aggressive, and the defense made it possible for him to score those points. And I think Scott Brooks would look at that and not feel like that was what their defense was trying to yield.
Well, so that begs the question moving forward, what do the Wizards have to do defensively to slow him down in particular?
I think the one thing you're going to see is they're going to do something similar to what we saw last night with Miami and Philadelphia. I think they're going to extend their pressure, and not so much that they want to speed the game up, but they want to speed Toronto's half-court offense up. And so you're going to extend the pressure, which means that they're not going to have to catch the ball out of their comfort zone. Guys, you want them to catch it 2-3 feet further out from where they're accustomed to catching it. You want to disrupt the timing and spacing of their offense. And the best way to do that is with ball pressure, which we have not seen the first two games. So I think that's something you can expect to see in Game 3 from the Wizards, and we'll see how Toronto handles it.
John Wall has sunglasses on. That means it's time for him to answer questions from the media.
I just think the first quarter they came out aggressive. I think with me and Brad picking up 2 fouls early in the first quarter kind of hurt us. They really went on a big run. Other than that, I feel like we would have been in the game. I mean, 44-27 in the first quarter is very tough, and our 2 best players is out with foul trouble. That kind of hurt us, and they took full advantage of that. And you give credit to those guys.
John, Michael Grange from Sportsnet. Down 2-0, do you guys feel like you're in a bit of trouble in this series, or is it just kind of going home?
No, I wouldn't say trouble. I mean, every series is different. Every year is always different in the playoffs. We had this situation. We was up 2-0 going to Atlanta. They took care of home court in their situation. We went to Boston. We're down 2-0 and came back home and took care of what we were supposed to do. We have to definitely make adjustments. They're a team that's going to be hungry coming into Game 3, trying to take full advantage of that. And we have to be the team that's very hungry, trying to take care of home court and just take it one game at a time. We can't try to jump and say winning Game 3 is going to give us a 2-2 series. We're down 2-0. We're the team that's in the hole. We're the team that's desperate, but we have a lot of confidence. We're not down on ourselves at all. I think we made an adjustment this game. Other than that first quarter and me and Brad picking up 2 fouls, we was right there in that game. But you give those guys credit. DeMar came out and had a heck of a game. Making 4-point plays from the 3-point line is very tough for those guys. And we let them get off early, shooting threes.
John, you and DeMar became All-Stars in the same year 4 years ago, and you guys, this is your second time playing him in the playoffs now. How have you seen his game evolve over the last few years?
He's just one of those ones that know how to get to the free throw line. A heck of a job getting to the free throw line. But he probably has the best mid-range game in our game right now. You know what I mean? He perfected his craft in the mid-range game area. And he's a tough cover. You know what I mean? We understand what we have our hands up for, but we're not going to back down from that coverage. And tonight when he's making threes, he's very tough to guard. And we just got to make adjustments, make it tough for him, and not make him feel comfortable. I think last game he wasn't too aggressive. This game he came out very aggressive, and we let him get comfortable.
John, Nicky Ray, Sportsnet. After practice this morning, you were talking about the officiating perhaps not getting some calls that you would have liked to have gone. How do you feel it went tonight?
I mean, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Last game I said some calls I didn't get, but at the same time I still got to finish those plays. Tonight I got a couple calls, and I still got to finish some of my plays I feel like I missed. That's not going to dictate what the game is. I think it messes with your shooting percentage a little bit. Other than that, it's not really going to adjust the game unless it's late in the game. But it is what it is. That's not the reason why we lost. We lost because we were down 44-27 in the first quarter.
John, Sean Woodley, Raptors HQ. When Mike Scott's out there going 4 or 5 from deep, how does he sort of change the shape of the offense for you guys when you're out there?
Well, when we go small, you know, I mean, Mike's a guy that could shoot from the three, and then if they switch smalls on him, he could definitely score in the post. He's been a great piece for us all year, and we know what he can bring to the table. And we try to use him as much as possible. Every time I'm in the game, he's in the game, I definitely try to run my pick and rolls with him. Teams like to switch, I can throw it to them in the post if they don't switch. And they leave 2 on me, definitely can make shots, but they also can find people at the same time. And I think he's been great for us these first 2 games, and hopefully he can keep it up going back home.
John Young, like ESPN. You were talking about the foul trouble with you and Brad early, maybe taking you guys a little bit out of your rhythm, but Brad played a career high in minutes this season. What do you see is going on with his game right now? Is he feeling a little fatigued from that, or is he just kind of just out of the rhythm from foul trouble?
I really wouldn't know what to say. You know, I mean, that's up to Brad to tell you, but he's been our MVP this year. He's held it down a lot while he's been out. He's not going to make an excuse about playing the most minutes or being fatigued. We have to do a better job as me as a point guard of getting him involved and trying to find him shots and make it easier for him. And also for himself, I know he's going to be very tough on himself. He's definitely going to get in the gym and try to get extra shots up and find ways to be more aggressive. We definitely need his scoring and his ability to create for others to make our team better and be complete and compete against this team.
You know, outside of the foul trouble that stopped you and Brad's rhythm, as a team, you guys gave up 7 3-pointers, and of course you mentioned the 44 points. You know, after 2 days for preparations and adjustments and even a shoot-around today, are you a bit surprised that you came out flat defensively?
I wouldn't really say flat. You know, I mean, what it was, kind of the coverage that we ran against Kyle Lowry. We was trying to double team as much as he came off of pick and rolls. And when we was doing that, we was leaving the weak side wide open. You know what I mean? I think we still got to make that extra effort to go out and contest shots. But when you're giving guys warm-up shots, they definitely going to make them. But then I really don't think we really gave it too many. Look at Demar. He came out and made 3 threes off the dribble that was contested. And one of them was a 4-point play. Other than that, I think, Cal got a walk-in 3 in transition. OJ, I got one in the corner wide open. They came out and made some tough shots early on, but we didn't make it any better because we wasn't making shots at the same time. But we always, throughout the whole game, we kept saying just keep fighting. They'll let us back in. We kind of made a run and got it to 5, and then they went on a 17-4 run.
John, over here, that lineup you guys played most of the fourth and kind of got yourselves back in the game with Ty and you in the backcourt and just that super small lineup. Is that something sustainable? Is that something you guys can do more of, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think Coach seen some things through that we'll probably watch on film. But it give us 2 guys that can push the pace, get downhill. At times it could take me off the ball and I could be on the weak side and be more aggressive where teams can't load up on me. But I think we just played with a sense of urgency. We just came out and played aggressive while we were switching pick and rolls and made a couple of adjustments. And guys are just fighting. Guys are just battling. That's something that we talked about. That's something you have to do no matter who's on the court. The 5 guys got to go out there and compete. Trust the next guy is going to help them and treat it like it's a brotherhood.
Oh, shit. John Wall there. Jonas Valanciunas there. We'll hear from him on the other side after a Raptor